Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
The Fall Line is a true crime podcast covering the coldest cases in the southeastern United States and occasionally beyond. We focus on the missing persons, the unsolved murders, and the unidentified does that don't get media attention. Empathetic and intensively researched, The Fall Line will take you on deep dives into unsolved cases that you've never heard of and make you wonder why you haven't. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a real-life medium? Then this is the podcast for you. In this show, you'll learn how to open your heart to spirit, hear adventures I've experienced as an award-winning psychic medium and teacher. Plus, I'm going to give you some psychic information and insight into what the future holds for our increasingly crazy world. Tune in every Friday and get ready to connect to the other side. I'm Jen, and I'll be your guide starting right now. Oh, it's here, it's finally here. You guys have been waiting for a while for this episode. This is the Psychic Predictions episode 2023. What is in store for this year? I have so many. So I've been trying to decide if I break it down in chunks. There are some new ones I literally just got last night, and it is only Wednesday of the week, and it is podcast recording day, obviously, but you'll hear this on the Friday. So if I get any more between now and Friday, which I feel like I possibly will, I will give them to you in a different way. So the reason why I've been waiting, I guess, for so long is because I went through a little bit of a bumpy time. And last time I was going to record the podcast, it didn't go so well. So I was not in a great energy. I did not want to extend that energy out to you. I always want to make sure that I am in a good energy, or at least in a calm and, relaxed state. And that was not the case when I recorded it last time. And I tried to record so many times and everything was going wrong. It was Mercury retrograde. I had just come home from a trip with Chad to Myrtle Beach to see my dad. We had so many problems with the airport. The FAA thing happened. It was just a lot going on. So I decided it was better to take a break than it was for me to push through and put out an energy that I did not want to extend. So as you can tell, I'm in a much better space right now. And I feel like the word better is a judgment, but let's just keep going with that. Is that even a thing? Like in a better mood? Like in a conscious mood? I don't know. So as you can maybe tell, in past episodes, when I have been in the energy of microdosing, this is what is happening today. So one of the reasons why I got so many predictions last night downloaded when I was trying to sleep is because I was just coming off of my microdose for the day. And I know a lot of you are curious about this microdosing journey of mine, and also it inspires you possibly to embark on your own microdosing journey. Now, just keep in mind that it's not for everyone, as I have stated in the past. If you've listened to my episode of The Bad Trip, what I'm referring to was my experience with an overdose of magic mushrooms that were intended to be helpful, but were not. And this is different. This is like a micro dose. So it is not an actual mushroom that you put in your hand and you take magic mushrooms and you have a journey. This is a microscopic version of this plant, the sacred plant, psilocybin. And I was walking in the forest the other day and I heard mycelium. I'm just gonna look that up. I hit the microphone. My apologies. I heard mycelium, and I think it has something to do with also mushrooms. Bear with me, mycelium. A network of fungal threads grow underground, but it can also thrive in other places such as rotting tree trunks. A single spore can develop into mycelium. The fruiting bodies of fungi such as mushrooms can sprout from a mycelium. Okay, this is so cool. This is how I know that I am tuned in to the higher consciousnesses. Because whenever I get a word that I have to look up, I understand that it is spirit, it is nature, it is source, it is God, it is the universe, it is divine, higher powers. So this is literally me walking in the forest. And I'm walking along this little trail with these little fairy lights above me, lighting my way back to the little bunkie that we stayed at, with the wood stove smell going. Picture it. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm walking along the path, and I hear in my head a little squeaky voice that says, mycelium, mycelium. And I was like, who said that? But I realized the mycelium that was in the forest under the snow, what we just described, was communicating with me. So as you know, trees can communicate with each other, which means they can communicate with us. And also mycelium was also letting me know its presence, which I think it was incredibly so cool. Like, there's not even a word in the human language to just describe that realization that I just had now. I'm like, mycelium is literally talking to me. So it has to pertain with mushrooms, so that explains why also I'm microdosing. So it's similar consciousnesses that are working together. Isn't that cool? And if you're listening to this and you're not microdosing, you're probably like, okay, Jen is being weird again. just wait until I get into the predictions if you think I'm weird now. And me talking to mycelium in the woods. So, and that is also like a little story I want to share with you too before I give you the psychic predictions for 2023. And that is, I have been going away a lot. If you notice, you follow me on Instagram, elevate.hersoul, you'll know that I've been going away a lot. So I went to Myrtle Beach recently, a couple weeks ago, to go visit my dad and Chad's sort of first real vacation, which didn't actually pan out to be a relaxing experience due to the airport situation, which I don't want to get into, which I was ranting about in the episode I was trying to record last week when I was not in a good mood, and I just scrapped it all. I'm like, I can't put that out there. So everything that could go wrong went wrong, except I shouldn't say that. There was no canceled flight, which was good, and we still got to our destination. We still got home. So not everything that could go wrong went wrong. And also, wrong is a judgment. Just putting that in there. And yeah, so we've gone away a lot. And I feel like every vacation or trip that we take, or I take myself with or without Chad or somebody, is a learning experience. It's an adventure. And also, I heard in the woods told me, everything is an adventure. And even when things don't go to plan, it's still an adventure. Let that sink in for a second. That's what I heard the other day. Actually, when I was in the woods again, and we went to High Falls, I believe, and I wanted to go for a walk in the trail with the dogs. We came across this High Falls waterfall. So beautiful, like so beautiful. Even in the winter, it wasn't even that cold. Rudy went like barely. Rudy was a champ. Rudy's like 2 pounds, and he like climbed up these big hills. I fell down the hill. He climbed up them like a champ, and he just went the whole time. He gave her, like, he did not want me to pick him up at all, which he usually whines like a poodle does. So that was interesting as well. I heard that in the woods, and I was sort of contemplating or being curious about why I like to travel. I always want to go away. And why don't I want to stay home? And a lot of it has to do with the feeling of this home that we currently live in. And my dream is to have a very cute wood-built bungalow that is the color blue on a lake, or very close with like water access, water view, in nature, with a little side building for me to run retreats. And that is the vision I hold. And when we were in the bunkie, I had this overwhelming feeling of, this is how I want my house to feel. Like, if you've ever been to my house right now, it's a brand new build, which we're very grateful to have a roof over our head. but there's no way to make it cozy. Like people walk in, it's like a museum, like hello, 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 and I can't make it cozy, and I can't decorate it enough, enough furniture, just it doesn't work. So that is the goal. And in the bunkie, I was like, this is what I want my house to feel like. And I know home is a feeling, but it is also a space that you live in every day, right? And so interestingly enough, this is my vision for my life, the rest of my life, hopefully soon. So I actually felt very called to go to see a psychic that works out of the same store that I do. And she's like, I'm not reading for you. I'm like, please, I'm not here to judge you. I swear to God, I want answers. I want confirmation more than answers. I just want confirmation that I'm on the right track. So I said to her, like, can you tell me anything about my home? Like, if we're going to move, this kind of thing. As you've ever been to a psychic reading, you should have questions prepared. So I did. And she literally described the home that I want. So she's like me, where I'll say, if I can see it, it's already happened. And she said the exact same thing to me. I'm like, oh my God, that makes me feel so much better. Like, so I know it's in the cards. I know it's on its way. And I just can't wait to like make my house homey again, with like had Afghans and shelves with cute little knickknacks and books and games and the wood walls, and it's made out of wood, and you can smell the wood and the wood stove, and the outdoors where you gotta cook your food outside, and the fireplace outside, and their Adirondack chairs, and all of this is what I am creating. As I speak it now, I can actually even see it and feel it. So interesting. Tap into, like, close your eyes right now. What are you creating? What do you wish to create for yourself? What is your dream? What is your goal? So something to feel into. It's really cool. When microdosing, you have that extra added bonus of the feeling of it, the emotion. So when you're trying to, as you know, when you're trying to create something, you need to have the visual of it, but also the strongest emotion that's already done. And when you're microdosing, you have it already inside you, but when you microdose, it just pulls it out of you into that knowing that everything that you want is on its way. It takes away all of the doubt. You just know, everything's going to be okay. And that's currently what I'm going through. This is actually day 3 of microdosing, and I don't usually microdose 3 days in a row, but I really felt called to work with it again because yesterday the microdosing unlocked my writer's block. So what I should be doing right now, instead of recording the podcast, is I should be writing my book. But as we know, should equals shame. So we're going to get into this, and I'm going to give you what I have so far. I was planning on doing an event where you guys can come and listen to it. I might still do that. If you don't listen to the podcast, maybe you won't know. So one of the reasons why I didn't record the last one, I turned it off. I deleted the whole recording because I was like, I can't put this energy out here because it was all negative. It was all negative. Depending how you look at it, right? Negativity is a judgment, but also we don't want to have fear in it, and we can become attached to outcomes, right? So as we know, some things can change if we all come together, right? So I will go through my list here. I'll start with the one that I got yesterday while microdosing. So I tried to nap and that wasn't working. Instead, I was getting all these psychic predictions. So I'll start with this one. Now, Zika virus, number 1 is Zika virus. Zika virus, I believe, is a mosquito-borne virus. Now, of course they would do that. Of course they would inject all these mosquitoes or breed these mosquitoes with this pandemic-like virus inside of them, and then they go in around the world and they bite everyone. You get a mosquito bite. Oh, look, now you have Zika virus. Now you're sick. Nothing is impossible. Everything, like anything that I say, 100% can happen. And I think I never actually got the word Zika before, so the spirit kept saying Zika, Zika, over and over in my mind. I'm like, what is Zika? I had to look it up. That's how I know it's not me. And I had a prediction a while ago about not a tornado, but an infestation or a plague of mosquitoes. So this could be connected to that. So I'm not sure if this is in a blog post, because it has been a while since I put out a blog post about my predictions. They're kind of all over the place. If you go on Instagram, that's the best place to kind of see the screenshots, is under the little circles, I forget what they're called, but you click on them and then you can see. So the next one that came through was a comeback of record players and stereos. Microdosing, I can completely see what's going on and why this is happening. So this goes to my other prediction I have down the list here. Half of society will go forward with AI technology and the rest will go old school. I think Mother Earth is trying to get us to go back to basics, or back to the way we used to do things before this dumb technology took over. I mean, technology is good for some things, but other things it is atrocious, and I have another one about technology coming up here as well to share with you. But I will be the one who goes back to record players and stereos. I actually had that thought a couple days before, that I wonder how I can get a record player and my hand on some records. Just that, that sound that the record player makes, like that scratchy sound, like that. You know what I mean? Like that sound is just a really glorious sound, and it's lost. It's a lost art. It really is. So there's going to be a comeback. So if you own a record store, don't give up. It's going to be good. You have records, don't get rid of your records. It's coming back around. If you choose to go the old school way, but if you choose to go the AI technology way, then you won't need any records. You'll have a microchip in your brain, and you can say, hey, microchip, can you play this song for me? Like, that's what you'll do instead. Hopefully you're not one of those people who do that, but if you do, hey, that's, I guess, what you signed up for. So, number 3, realtors won't be working anymore. I've had this for a long time, and I actually lost some realtor friends who don't follow me anymore because of this posting. I've known for a while that realtors will be out of a job. So if you're a realtor, I apologize for upsetting you or making you fearful. But there will be no need for realtors, and there will also not be a need anymore for travel agents. So if you're a travel agent, I also apologize for making you fearful. It's a similar energy to nurses. How they were heroes to zeros if they didn't get the bing bong in their arm. It's not that. It's just there won't be a need for it. And it's not even that robots will take over. It's just going to be, you won't need to buy a house anymore, and you will not be able to travel as much as you would like. So it'll be a dwindling of a career. And then my next one that I had was half of society will go forward with AI technology and the rest will go old school. I am going to go old school, just so you know. I will be one of those who goes old school. Old school, I mean like back to basics. So gardening, living off the land, an old telephone, no more phones, no more emails, newspapers. Well, no newspapers, that's a bad choice. Books, reading books again, playing board games with your kids, homesteading, homeschooling, teaching your kids life skills, this kind of thing. And I just need to say one thing before I stop recording this, but take a break here. Every time I hear, and this is nothing against you if you're pregnant or you're having a baby, I promise it's not to freak you out, because I'm going to bet that you're feeling the exact same way. Having a baby right now, I'm a little nervous for their life, what's going to come for their life. But they did the baby soul also signed up for this. So every time I see someone's pregnant or they're having a baby, I'm just like, oh man, like that. I'm so grateful that I had my kids, even like a long time ago. But even like for them, like inflation, how are they gonna afford to buy anything? How are they gonna get groceries? How are they gonna pay for gas? How are they? I don't know. I'm not saying don't have kids. I'm not saying I'm not glad I didn't have kids. I had kids, but like, it's terrifying to me. Like, if I was going to have a kid right now, I would buck out of here to Costa Rica. I would not be staying in Canada. And you don't need to be a psychic to feel that. You already have that intuition. You already can feel that energy. It's always there, right? That underlying sense that something is coming. And I'm going to pause here 1 second. I'm going to tell you another vision that I had. I have no context to it, but do you know who Sir Ian McKellen is? I believe that's his name. So I think it's the actor who played Dumbledore, perhaps in one of the Harry Potter films, and also in Lord of the Rings. I don't know what that guy's name is. But they showed me something similar to this man with a long white beard and the cloak and the robe and the big hat, and with a staff in their hand. And all he did was point ahead. And I'm like, he didn't say a word. He just showed, he's pointing to something. And I heard this song, "Storm is coming up." And then I saw this big storm. It was like black in the sky. And then actually just recalled that I had a dream about this last time as well. This really big storm. And I was a stagehand. I had to help someone with a play at a school. I don't know if it's my old school where I used to work at or what, but they were putting on this play, this Christmas concert or some kind of, it was a Christmas concert. And I had to help backstage. I didn't know what I was doing because I just was thrown into it. And I had Jake with me in this dream, and I'm like, why is Jake here? He's getting in the way and he won't sit still. And I had to move trains and little toy trains and make beds and stuff like that on the stage. Super weird. But I just recalled this in my dream, that I remember we had to hurry up and finish the play because this big storm was coming. So I honestly don't believe it's actual physical weather storm. I feel like it's more symbolic and energetic that a storm is coming. And I will tell you before I pause this recording is that this March of this year is going to be the most chaotic, crazy, I want to say thrilling, tense time that is coming. I don't know why. I don't follow astrology very much, so I don't know what the astrology is in March, but I'm telling you something really big is going to go down in March. Hello.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
And I'm Stacy.
And we make Trashy Divorces, everybody's favorite good podcast about bad relationships.
Looking for something true crimey without the gore or the body count?
We've been churning out funny, feisty, feminist episodes since 2019. So if you're looking to put some scandalous stories told well into your ears this summer, check out Trashy Divorces, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Trust us, we've covered someone you love.
Or someone you love to hate.